Shalom, y'all. Now I'm going to show y'all how Obama in 2014, when he was talking about Ebola, he predicted this future virus that we are dealing with right now called coronavirus. Okay. He didn't say it, the word coronavirus, but he predicted this coming virus. Okay, precisely. This was 5 years ago. And see, everybody voted for him. You know, all of these people, they're all on the same team, a part of these secret societies. You can't trust these people. But I'm going to show you here in his speech, and you have to listen very carefully. He's a good talker, but you got to read between the lines, and you're going to see he's predicting what we are dealing with to prove to you that this was all pre-planned. The Ebola virus was a pretext to what was to come today so that they can get a grip and a hold on everybody globally. But check this out.
This past summer, as Ebola spread in West Africa, I told my team that fighting this disease had to be a national security priority and a priority across agencies and across our government.
Now, it's funny that, you know, this Ebola virus, number one, was being spread in West Africa, okay, where the Hebrews are, okay, where the Hebrews come from, where we come from. That's funny, but we know these predictive programming Freemasonry devils have a plan, and that's why they showed it in The Simpsons.
Bart, would you like to read a book?
They're all covered with filthy germs, aren't they, Smithers?
Why, what do you mean, sir?
Freemasons run the country! Freemasons run the country!
Ugh.
Okay, when she was showing Bart that book and it said Ebola virus. And who did they have on the front of the book? They had a monkey. And you know they always call us monkeys.
Hey, boy! Watch monkey! Watch monkey!
Right? In their films, right? Even Planet of the Apes. They were calling the apes monkeys.
Outright defiance among the servant apes in our cities.
And these apes were Hebrews.
On investigation, many of the reported offenses have been proved minor.
That ape who was killed while trying to escape from the city last night. That ape who was.
Okay, they knew that. So they're targeting these people because they know who they're really coming for. And that's why now Trump's narratives and their narratives have changed to, oh, now coronavirus is now affecting the black community, the African-American community. Now it's affecting them.
There's a real problem. There's a real problem. And it's showing up very strongly in our data on the African-American community.
You see that? And then from what Obama said, you know, since it happened in West Africa, now this is a national security, okay? Meaning global lockdown. But let's keep listening and see what he says to predict this future virus. Precisely. Watch this.
There may and likely will, there may and likely will, and likely will, and likely will, and likely will, and likely will come a time in which we have both an airborne disease that is deadly. Both an airborne disease that is deadly.
Events just like this, they're designed to erase rational behavior with what appears to be a singular incident.
Both an airborne disease that is deadly.
You see what he said? You see what he said? There may and likely will. Likely will? Oh, so it will happen. Oh, it will happen that we're going to have an airborne disease that's deadly. Likely will. Prophesying and telling you what their plans are.
It's all synchronized. It's all synchronized.
What's gonna come? You gotta read between the lines, man, of these devils. They've been planning this. So this whole Ebola thing was a pretext of what was going to come and what we're dealing with right now. It was all a test. That's why it came and went like this. And now all of a sudden, boom, coronavirus, COVID-19. Because there may and likely will come an airborne virus that's deadly. Oh, yeah. Really? Oh, really? This was 2014, y'all. 5 years ago.
And in order for us to deal with that effectively, we have to put in place an infrastructure, not just here at home, but globally, not just here at home, but globally, that allows us to see it quickly, isolate it quickly, respond to it quickly.
So in order for them to deal with it effectively, they have to put a plan in place, basically, an infrastructure, okay? Not just at home, but globally, okay? You see that? New World Order, globally. So they can do what they need to do to handle it. And that's why now they're saying, you know, this virus is, now we're keeping everybody home. Now we need to go into the homes.
Now we need to go and look in families to find those people who may be sick and remove them and isolate them in a safe and dignified manner.
Go! We'll be all right. I have to ask you to move with me. With the limited time. Come on, get your damn.
Doesn't it ever wake you up in the middle of the night, the feeling that one day they'll come for you and your children?
Okay, we need to go into the homes. We have to enter the family homes now. You see that? So lock everything down, not just here, but globally. And now we need to go into the homes now. Oh, because this virus is just the worst thing ever, right? Are y'all seeing the picture clearly now? Are y'all getting it now? Y'all seeing this thing has been pre-planned? This was 5 years ago. This was 5 years ago he said this. But let's confirm and show you how he knew it was coming. Watch this.
So that if and when a new strain of flu, like the Spanish flu, crops up 5 years from now or a decade from now, so that if and when a new strain of flu, like the Spanish flu, crops up 5 years from now, 5 years from now, 5 years from now.
You heard that? So if and when a new strain of flu pops up, like he said, it's it likely will.
There may and likely will come a time in which we have both an airborne disease that is deadly.
Right? And then he said 5 years from now. 5 years from now. Okay, that was the end of 2014. I was about to hit 2015. Okay. And then now it's 2020. Okay. 2020. That's 5 years from now. That's 5 years from when he made that statement. Because remember, everything was popping off around November, December of 2019. Okay. And that was exactly around the time that when I showed y'all the European patent on the coronavirus, it was done in 2014, and then it was activated, like I showed y'all, in 2019. Okay, and now look, the coronavirus pandemic. So again, he's making this speech 2014 in December, okay, same time this European patent for the coronavirus was done, and then it was finally approved in 2019, like I showed y'all, and like he said, 5 years from now,
5 years from now,
from his speech, This is something likely to happen, right? We most likely will. And now look, was that prophecy fulfilled? Did he just predict this thing would happen? Is he just that good? Or is he just that smart? Or is this thing just pre-planned by these devils? You tell me. And for you idiots that might dislike this video and thumb it down, I can care less. Because when it goes down, you're going to be in it too.
So that if and when a new strain of flu, like the Spanish flu, crops up 5 years from now or a decade from now, we've made the investment. And we're further along to be able to catch it. It is a smart investment for us to make. It's not just insurance. It is knowing that down the road we're going to continue to have problems like this, particularly in a globalized world.
So basically he's saying, yeah, we've made the investment. We've made the investment in setting everything up because they knew it was all planned. Okay? They knew it was all planned out. And that's why they've made the investment of setting up FEMA camps and patenting this coronavirus, okay, before it goes down, all right? Because it was all planned. And that's basically what he's saying. We knew that there was going to be more future outbreaks of these viruses, man-made viruses. We knew. Oh, how did you know? How did you know 5 years later this pandemic would be would come at this time? How did you know it would be 5 years later? And all of a sudden, this patent that you can look up right now, like I told y'all, okay, this European patent is activated right now. And you'll see today's date. It's activated right now. And if you wait another week, it'll still be activated. Because it's been planned. And they knew. That's why they've made the investment. And that's what he was saying 5 years ago in his speech, very cleverly. But people didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Everybody's just, listening to him, because he's speaking with a forked tongue, speaking deceptively, speaking in code. The elites who's watching and who's behind him, they understand the language. But the idiots that's watching, like the idiots that may be watching this video and want to thumb it down because they think I'm crazy, okay, they don't know what the heck what he was saying. They're just like, yeah, it sounds good. This guy sounds really smart. He's a genius. He's a great president. He knows what he's doing. Wow, he's saying some real stuff. Nah, he was prophesying a future pandemic that was going to come, and they've made the investment for it. They've set everything up. And in order for you to get back to your regular life, you're going to have to get the injection that they already got pre-planned. Hello.
So this is important now, but it's also important for our future and our children's future and our grandchildren's future.
Yeah, it's important now and for your grandchildren's future. Right. Because it's been planned. It's been planned. Bottom line, these people think ahead, and that's why they can put things in these films, 10 years ago. Like I exposed the movie Contagion. It came out in 2011. Everything that we're dealing with, they put in the film. Why can they do that? How is that possible? Because it's pre-planned.
I cannot think of a better example of an area where we should all agree than passing this emergency funding to fight Ebola and to set up some of the public health infrastructure that we need to deal with potential outbreaks in the future.
So there you have it. Stage 8 pretext virus called Ebola. Okay, now we need all this funding so we can set up our infrastructure. Okay, FEMA camps and vaccines and all these things that we're going to do, we need you guys to fund it with your tax dollars. Taking your tax money to kill you and set you up, put you in FEMA camps. Because there will be an outbreak in the future, right? Yeah. Take all your freedoms at the same time. Now you're under quarantine, under curfew, can't travel. Oh, because of this coronavirus. Even though the flu and other diseases are killing way more people, we should have been under quarantine with the AIDS virus. We should have been under quarantine with all these other viruses that have been flourishing. But coronavirus, you know, it's just the worst thing ever. But I'm crazy, right? Yeah, okay.
If I had not been able to go to CDC, make a major announcement about the commitments we were going to make, be able to go to the United Nations, and basically call on other countries to step up and know that we were following through with our own commitments. Had we not done that, the world would not have responded in the same way. American leadership matters every time. We set the tone and we set the agenda. We set the tone and we set the agenda. We set the tone and we set the agenda.
Right, so if he hadn't went to the CDC and to the government and to all these countries and conspired to set everyone up, okay, it wouldn't have fell through. They wouldn't have been able to respond. We set the tone, we set the agenda, Agenda 21. We set it all up. Pre-planned is what he's saying. You see that? Right there in your face. Right there in your face. And that's what the media is doing right now, going along with the agenda, pushing this out, and everybody's all hysterical. Oh, coronavirus, coronavirus. People walking around with masks and gloves on. If this shit was a real airborne virus, then that mask ain't gonna help you. You already dead then. But hey, as you see, it's all planned.
We set the tone and we set the agenda. This disease is not just a test of our health systems, it is a test of our character as a nation. It asks us who we are as Americans.
Yeah, that's the gas up line right there. It asks who we are as Americans. We're all Americans, right? That's to get you on the bandwagon. Like, yeah, he's for us. Yeah, he's just so for us. He's for Americans. Yeah.
When we see a problem in the world, like thousands of people dying from a disease that we know how to fight, do we stand 10 feet away or 10,000 miles away? Or do we lead and deploy and go to help? And I know what kind of character I want to see in America. And I know the kind of character that's displayed by people here at NIH and some of your colleagues that are deployed right now in Liberia.
So when we see a disease, what do we do, basically? Do we lead and deploy? Deploy what? Oh, you mean military tanks and Humvees and all that stuff that you got on the trains everywhere? Yeah. That's exactly what he's talking about. And that's why he says some of you troops right now are deployed over there. So they got tanks and Humvees and all that coming into America all over on these trains, right? Because they want to lead and deploy, because we got to fight this virus. We need tanks to come in and fight this virus, because this virus is the worst thing ever. This virus actually has weapons.
What was on that goddamn plane?
Trixie, Rhabdo Verde prototype.
A fucking biological weapon.
And it can kill us. So we need our tanks and our guns to come and fight this coronavirus. That's right. So we need to lead and deploy the military. Not tell people they should be building up their immune systems and eating healthy. No. We need you to take this vaccine, this injection.
This is bad. This is bad.
That's what we need you to take. You don't got to worry about, you just keep eating the stuff that you eat, okay? Don't worry about that. We got this vaccine for you. And we're going to bring the military in to make sure you take this vaccine, okay? You don't got to eat nothing healthy and all that. You just keep doing what you're doing. You don't got to be healthy and build up your immune system. Because we want to lead and deploy our military to come and fight this virus, right? Because you can't fight it yourself with your immune system. We have to come and fight it for you. Oh, yeah. God bless America.
There may and likely will, 5 years from now, there may and likely will come a time in which we have both an airborne disease that is deadly. 5 years from now,
You're telling me that you guys engineered this crap?
It's designed to destabilize a population.